Driving into the canyon now. This is Little Cottonwood Canyon. This is the canyon where the ski resorts Alta and Snowbird are located. Alright, I'm at the White Pine Trailhead east of Salt Lake City in Little Cottonwood Canyon. This is the trailhead. I think I'm going to be going up this canyon to the left of this mountain up here. So let me show you here what my plan is. I am here. I'm going to go up this trail, up here, to this mountain called Red Baldy. I'm going to cross the ridge to White Baldy, and then depending on how I'm feeling, I'm going to keep going on the ridge to the Pfeiffer Horn, and then back down to the trailhead. The reason I want to hike up these mountains, and the reason I'm doing this hike, which I've never done before, is that they are all 11,000 foot mountains. This mountain range, the range east of Salt Lake City, is called the Wasatch Range. There are 22 mountains that are 11,000 feet or higher, and I want to climb all of them. I think I've done 11 or 12 of them now, and so this will add 3 more to the count. Alright, I've been hiking for about an hour and 20 minutes, and I've got a good view of the peaks in front of me here, of the ones that I'm going to be climbing. I think that this is the first one I'm going up. This is Red Baldy. And then one of these is called White Baldy. Alright, I've made it to the first destination, this lake. This is White Pine Lake. Let's go down to the shore and take a closer look. This whole canyon is a watershed area, and so no dogs are allowed up here, and you're not allowed to swim in the water either. It's 10:53, took me about 2 hours and 15 minutes to get here. What a pretty lake. So I'm backtracking a little bit to get to the start of the mountain, the base of the mountain. There's no trail up this mountain. And I'm not entirely sure which mountain it is. I don't know if I go up here or if I go up here. I've got a topo map on my phone, topographical map on my phone, along with GPS coordinates and everything. And so I can see where the peak is once I get going a little bit, but it's an interesting little conundrum here. Alright, I'm gonna be leaving the trail here and going, I don't know, up here somewhere? Somewhere up here? This is my first view of the Pfeiffer Horn over there. It's hopefully the third mountain I'm going to climb today. The ridge behind me here is the ridge that'll lead up to the summit of Red Baldy. Ah, I'm tired. There's White Baldy, and then there's that triangle-shaped peak is the Pfeiffer Horn. Whew, okay, so it is 12:20. I've been hiking for, I think, 3 hours and 40 something minutes. Man, what a day. What a beautiful place. It's amazing that this is so close to, you know, a million or two people, a couple million people out there. Let me show you what the plan is now. I'm going to traverse this ridge, and then it goes over here and then back up to this point. That is White Baldy. Definitely looked like an easier traverse on paper or on the internet. Now that I'm up here, it looks like a long, involved scramble, but we'll see how it goes. And then if I still have time and energy, I want to go up here. That is the Pfeiffer Horn. Like I said, this is the Salt Lake Valley. The Great Salt Lake is over here. This is the northern end of the Ochre Mountains. This is the Cottonwood Divide. This is the ridge between Little Cottonwood Canyon, where the ski resorts Alta and Snowbird are. And then on the other side is Big Cottonwood Canyon, where Brighton and Solitude, two other ski resorts, are. I have climbed all of these peaks over here, and then I've climbed these over here. One interesting thing is that you can see how the bottom part of the canyon is gray. That's all granite. That is granitic rock. And then it turns to brownish red up here, and that is quartzite. If we turn to my right, if we go, let's see, this is east a little bit. I don't remember what these mountains are called. I have been up to the top of this one, and I don't remember which one this is or if I've been up there, but I've done some of these over here. Turning now to the north. This is the most beautiful mountain in Utah as far as I'm concerned. This is called Mount Timpanogos. It is the second highest mountain in this mountain range in the Wasatch. And it is just full of beautiful alpine cirques up here, and a year-round snowfield, which they call the Timp Glacier, and waterfalls and mountain goats, and it is just stunning up there. I hope to get up there sometime before the end of the season here. And then you can kind of see the shadow over here of a mountain. That is Mount Nebo. That is the highest mountain in this mountain range. It's just under 12,000 feet. Anyway, enough blathering. I need to get going now. I'm gonna start the ridge traverse. I'm gonna reset my stopwatch here to see how long it takes me to get from here to the top of White Baldy. I'm guessing a couple hours maybe. It's interesting here. You can see again, the ridge here is red, and then it changes to white for the rest. It goes from quartzite to granite. There's White Pine Lake, where I was earlier. And then on the north side of the ridge here, got a couple other pretty lakes that I've never been to, but look like they would make nice places to camp for a night. And I can fully see now the ridge that I have to traverse. I have to go here, and then up here, and then back down, or over here and back down. Long day ahead of me. Here's my food for today. I've already eaten a couple of granola bars and a bagel, but I've got some Sour Patch Kids and a little plastic container of olives and some peaches. And then, yeah, I got a 6-pack of granola bars and then a candy bar and another granola bar. It's all just food that I can eat on the go while I'm hiking, or like when I'm stopped now, I can eat it in just a few minutes. Well, this is where it starts to get real. This is where it's super steep. I don't know if you can really see how steep this is, but it is very steep. There's nothing resembling a trail. I just have to go up. And then I think the summit is over here. It's like climbing up a Jenga tower. Oh boy, I'm on top, White Baldy. I predicted it would take 2 hours. It took 1 hour and 53 minutes, so pretty close. And I'm tired. But the view just keeps getting better up here. Check this out. So this is White Pine Lake. This is where I was this morning. And then I went up this way to the top of Red Baldy, and then I came over here and up this way. My plan is to go this way up to the Pfeiffer Horn, which is this. Then I'll come back down this way to these beautiful lakes down here. These are the Red Pine Lakes. The summit register is right here, so I'll sign that. And I know someone's going to ask me if it's a geocache. People always ask me if the summit register is a geocache. I don't know, but believe me, this was a summit register before it was a geocache, if it is indeed a geocache. I love the reds and the greens and the tans and all the colors over on these mountains over here. It's really pretty. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but it's 2:30 now. Still got plenty of daylight left, so I think I will head on over to the Pfeiffer Horn after this. Again, I'll rest and eat some food. I think I'll open up my pack of Sour Patch Kids. Those are my favorite snack when I'm hiking. They're so good. And then I'll hit the road after I've had a chance to recover a little bit. These peaks don't get climbed very often. There's a lot of traffic down to the lakes, down to the White Pine Lakes and Red Pine Lakes. But the mountains themselves don't get a ton of traffic. I just signed the summit register, and today's the 11th, September 11th, and I was the 3rd person up here this month. But I've had a good rest here and I'm ready to move on. I'm guessing it'll take another couple hours to get over to the Pfeiffer Horn. It doesn't look quite as steep, except for the last little portion over there. I love being up here. I love looking out at the mountains around here, the other mountains that I've climbed, and just remembering those adventures too. It's really jogging my memory seeing all of these mountains. I don't come down this way anymore. So I'm like, I don't know, 20 minutes south of Salt Lake right now, half an hour south of Salt Lake, and I live half an hour north of Salt Lake. And so I don't come here a ton, and so it's nice to be back in this area. And it'll be really nice to have climbed the Pfeiffer Horn and to be hiking down, so let's get going so I can get it over with. Again, lots of loose blocks here that I'm traversing. So I sat down here to take a break, and I don't think I'm gonna continue. I think I'm gonna go back down. The Pfeiffer Horn is right here, right there, but I'm tired and I'm low on water and I have a bit of a headache. I've kind of been rationing the water, and I think that's it's been giving me a headache. I didn't bring enough water on this trip. So I'm gonna head down. I'm gonna drop down into the canyon there, into the basin, and go to the go past the Red Pine Lakes, and from there I can hoof it back to the trailhead. But first I think I'm going to climb up that thing, and I'll save the Pfeiffer Horn for another day. I'm right in front of this little spire here, and I think I can just scramble down this rocky slope and then make my way over toward the lakes here, and then I can pick up the trail over on the side of the lake there. I'm passing a couple of the lakes up here, the upper Red Pine Lakes. And here's the lower Red Pine Lake down here. I need to find a stream. I'm basically out of water now, so I need to fill up my water bottle and treat it with some purification drops. So you just saw me fill up my water bottle with a liter of water. I'm gonna treat it now. I use these drops. This is called Aquamira. There are two different solutions, two different parts to it. You put a handful of drops of one in, a handful of drops of the other one in. You're supposed to mix them up in like a little plastic cap first, or I use this little plastic bottles, so I'll do 5 drops. Five drops of that one. 5 drops of this one. And then you mix it up. And you wait 5 minutes and then dump this into your water, into your dirty water. And wait 20 minutes or half an hour, and then it's clean and you can drink it. I definitely prefer the Aquamira to iodine tablets or water filters. It's just faster and easier, and it's very light. It doesn't take up much space or weight in your pack. So it's what I use on on all of my, basically all of my hikes when I need to treat water. And the great thing is that there's no, or very, very little chemical taste to it. It tastes a little bit like chlorine, just a tiny bit. You might not even notice it. Oh man, I'm tired. It's 6:22. Just got back to the car and I'm gonna find something to eat and then get back on the road and drive home. So hope you enjoyed the adventure and thanks for watching. This mountain here is Lone Peak. And that's what I'm hiking up today. And I'm hiking up from this side. It's basically straight up the mountain here. Alright, I'm at the Lone Peak Trailhead now. It's a little bit after 7:30. This is Utah Valley out behind me. Again, this is the trailhead. And this right here, that little point picking up over the green hill, is Lone Peak. This is one of the 22 11,000 foot mountains in the Wasatch. If I successfully climb this, it'll be the 15th out of 22 that I've done. This is supposed to be the most difficult of the 22 due to the long mileage. It's about, I think, 6 or 7 miles one way, but mostly to the vertical gain, basically how steep the trail is. It's something like 6,500 vertical feet of elevation gain. Starting at about halfway up, the trail is at a 33% grade. That's what I've heard. Apparently this takes 11 to 14 hours, this hike. So we'll see. I'm expecting high winds, strong winds today. There are some huge houses being built in this area. Look at that thing. So I've been hiking now for a little under an hour, about 57 minutes, and I've just gotten to the first Hamongog, which is a meadow up here. I believe Hamongog is a biblical reference. From here to the second Hamongog is about 1.4 miles, and I think that'll be the halfway point for the hike here. At least distance-wise, I think it's the halfway mark, but as far as time and elevation gain goes, I think it's a bit under halfway. I'm here now in the second Hamongog, or the second meadow up here. Really pretty, really peaceful. The air is chilly, so it, the air temperature is nice. Behind me here I've got Lone Peak. So this is the summit. And you can see how steep that is. Like, there are no switchbacks going up this. It's just straight up. According to this information that I printed out, from here to the top, it's 1.7 miles on the trail, but it's 3,149 vertical feet. More than 3,000 vertical feet elevation gain in under 2 miles. That's crazy steep. This is the part where the average grade is 33 degrees, so it's going to be pretty brutal here. I think it'll take at least a few hours to get up, even though it's only taken me an hour and 45 minutes to get here. That part's going to be brutal. I love these granite cliffs up here. Beautiful granite. This is called Bighorn Peak right here. It would be fun to traverse from Lone Peak over here and then come back down this way. We'll see how much time I have. I think I'll be singing a different tune once I get to the top of Lone Peak. I think I'll be pretty dead after that, but we'll see. This is kind of cool, coming down the ravine here. There's this little stream. Got a nice little pool, pretty little pool down here. And then kind of a waterfall. World's weakest waterfall maybe, but still pretty neat. And I guess this place is also as good as any to stop for a snack. I've got a full large pizza in this bag that I'll be eating throughout the day. I'm also going to pull out the hat and put some sunscreen on. I'm full on in the sun now and probably will be for the rest of the day, so I need to make sure I'm protected there. This is my usual pizza here. It's jalapenos, olives, and feta cheese. Okay, it's been about an hour since I left the trail and just kind of started going up the valley. Let me show you where I've come. So this is the valley that I came up. This is the second Hamongog down here, the second meadow. I think the first one is down over around this corner somewhere. And it's just been scrambling up these kind of flat granite blocks, broken granite slabs. And looking up, I have an enormous several hundred foot high granite cliff right there. I think I need to go around this way to get to the top. The top is somewhere up here. I'm not quite sure what my elevation is right now. I'm having some issues with my phone. The GPS on it doesn't work too well anymore, but I've just set it over on a rock over there for a few minutes to see if it can lock in a location so I can see what my elevation is. But man, it's a beautiful day, perfect weather. It's sunny but not too hot. It's just a real treat to be out here today. Okay, the phone did update. I'm at about 9,400 feet, which is good. That means that I have less than 2,000 feet left to go. The top is like 11,200 something. This is basically like doing a Stairmaster for 6 hours straight. This is this is intense. Okay, so the trail is long gone. I'm just making my way up the slabs still. The summit is either this one, or I think the true summit is actually behind this one, but this is the general direction of the summit. To get there, I can either go around this way and then up, or around this way and up. I know I can do this way. I don't know if I can do this way. I don't know if there are going to be big cliffs over there. That way is definitely steeper. So I think I'm going to go with this way. It might take a little bit longer, but at least it's a sure thing. At least I hope it's a sure thing. Maybe those are famous last words, but We're getting there. I'm just under 10,000 feet right now. I think I'm at like 9,850. So, getting there. Alright guys. Whew. I've been hiking for 4 hours and 10 minutes. Right now I am between the west summit and the south summit, and I can see the north summit. So let me show you where I am here. This is the west summit. This is the southern end of the Salt Lake Valley. Out here, you can kind of see the southern end of the Great Salt Lake out there. And this is the cool part. This is Lone Peak Cirque. So this round circle-shaped hole here is a cirque. A glacier used to be here. A glacier formed this this hole, and these are the big old 400 or 500 foot high cliffs in Lone Peak Cirque. How cool is that? There are a lot of rock climbs established over here. Really beautiful area. So this is the south summit. This is the north summit. This is the true summit of the mountain. So what I'm going to do, I'm above a little notch here, so I'm going to go back down into the notch and then go up the ridge to the south summit and then the north summit. And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling strong, not too tired. I've been snacking along the way, so let's finish this bad boy off. So I was just down there. This is the west summit. This big old wall is called the question mark wall because you can kind of see a question mark right there. And then right now I'm on the south summit. And then this is the north summit. This is the true summit. I have to scramble across this ridge to get there. So it snowed a few days ago, the first snow of the season. And so I'm having to be really careful with where I step down here so that I don't fall down here. I'm on the ridge. To my left there's about a 600 foot drop. To my right it's maybe a 1,000 foot drop. Just gotta tread carefully up this final little section. Alright, so I've been up here for about 15 minutes. I think this is probably the best view of any mountain in the Wasatch Range. This is just incredible. You've got everything north of here, like the Salt Lake area, and then everything south of here, the Provo area. It's just really spectacular. Okay, so I'm gonna head down now. The plan is to retrace my steps across this ridge and then back up to the south summit and then down the ridge and hopefully up to the top of this peak here. This is called Bighorn Peak. And I want to go there because I can then go down a different route than the way I came up. I don't really want to go back down the way that I came up. It wasn't super enjoyable. So I'm going to try to do that. If I'm feeling good when I'm up there and I have a lot of time, I'm just going to keep going along the ridge and climb another mountain or even two. What time is it? It's It's 12:45, so I've got 7 hours of daylight left. And I'm feeling really good. I've got tons of water, tons of food. So let's just keep going and see where the day ends. Okay, so this is the ridge right here of Bighorn Peak. I think I can sneak around underneath it, cross over some of these jumbled blocks, but let me show you what else I've got going on in my field of view here. It is just stunning. I love it. I'm gonna go over to this mountain if I can handle it. If not, I'll bail out before then. This is the mountain I'm going up to. This is called South Thunder Mountain. Not quite sure how I'm gonna get there. Maybe go over here and then, I don't know, up. Finally made it to the last mountain. It's still super windy, and the wind is just kind of exhausting to hike in. I was gonna ideally hike one more mountain, one of the ones behind me. It's just too windy. Here's Lone Peak, Bighorn Peak, came down this way, and then up here. Here's the summit register. I'm gonna hunker down behind this rock here and relax out of the wind for a little bit. Okay, headed down now. Down into this canyon. There's a lake down there. That's where I'm going. The wind is just insane. Made it to Lake Hardy now. Can't really see it from here. There's some brush blocking it, but there's the lake. This is where I came down from. Pretty steep. Tired, but pretty soon here I'm going to be on an actual trail instead of boulder hopping, so that'll be really nice. There's a trail somewhere at this lake that I need to find. Still windy. Also, somewhere in the last hour or hour and a half, I lost the little tripod that I use on my camera. So all of my footage from here on out will be handheld, no tripod shots. Made it back down to the second Hamongog, which is the second meadow. Took me an hour and 45 minutes to get up here from the trailhead this morning, and so it should take maybe an hour and a half for me to get back down to the parking lot from here, which is great because I'm very tired and I'm ready to be done walking. All right, I'm probably half an hour from my car now. I'm gonna end the video here because I'm losing light and I want you to be able to see me while I'm talking. But wow, what a day. I really only expected to climb Lone Peak, to climb that first mountain. But because I was feeling so good, I decided to do the other two. And so the day has just been amazing. The really amazing thing is that I didn't see a single person the entire day. And that's the kind of adventure that I live for. I love to be able to go out all day in the mountains or in the desert or in the forest or wherever. Just have it all to myself. I think I might be fighting some wind burn on my face for a day or two. I don't know what I look like, but the wind was just brutal. That's some of the worst wind I've ever experienced in the mountains. But yeah, amazing day, super fun adventure, beautiful day, beautiful mountains. And I'm glad you got to tag along. So thanks for watching, and let me know if you have any questions.